This trip promises to be the journey of a lifetime, and I'm so glad that my wife Steph can join me for it. South Africa is a country that's been on our list of dream destinations for many years.
Well, this is pretty special. I could get used to this.
This is just the start. Camps Bay, with its chic wine bars all the way along the front. It's a lovely part of Cape Town to live. Look at that for a backdrop.
It's fantastic. So what else is there then?
What else? What else? I'll tell you what else there is. Ladies and gentlemen. Bloody hell! Welcome to Schofield, South African adventure!
Travelling through this amazing country will take us quite literally off the beaten track.
First sighting.
Oh, that's well done.
My God.
We'll visit the mother city, Cape Town, with all its vibrancy.
Are you all right? Yeah. Oh, like this.
And diversity.
It's lovely.
The 1 o'clock call to prayer. That's such an amazing sound.
And like any trip, there'll be ups and downs.
I'm keeping talking to you because the next thing I'm going to do is to go off that ledge.
But I'm determined to immerse myself in everything South African.
Are you ready?
Especially if it means crossing something off my bucket list.
Whoa! That's an incredible experience. This is extraordinary. 2 rhinos running straight for us.
It's going to be the journey of a lifetime, and I'm delighted you'll be joining me for it.
Truly a spectacular day.
Cape Town, also known as the Mother City, is home to 4 million people. And looking down from Signal Hill, 3 landmarks dominate the view. Cape Town Stadium, which was built for and played host to the 2010 Football World Cup. Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela was incarcerated for 18 of his 27 years behind bars. And of course, the magnificent Table Mountain. Heading into the city, our first stop is Bo-Kaap, which means Upper Cape. Unsurprisingly, it's one of the most photographed areas of Cape Town.
Oh, my word.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Formerly known as the Malay Quarter, Bo-Kaap is home to the city's Muslim community.
But now they choose who gets what colour.
Yeah, exactly.
You're orange and you're going to be purple. No, actually, I want to be yellow. No, you can't be yellow because we've got 2 yellows side by side. There's got to be a plan of some sort.
It's a call to prayer.
Yeah. Well, if there was any proof that you needed that you were in the Muslim part of Cape Town, the 1 o'clock call to prayer would probably be it.
Absolutely, isn't that lovely?
That's such an amazing sound.
Around 400,000 UK tourists visited South Africa last year, and an estimated 250,000 Brits have made it their home. So for those who might be tempted, you can pick up a 1-bedroom flat in the mother city for under £100,000. If you fancy some beachfront property in chic Camps Bay or Clifton, a 3-bedroom house will set you back in the region of £1 million. But if you have £7.6 million lying around, how about heading to Fresnay, known as the jewel of the coast, for something cool and cutting edge like this 50 moon dance, complete with stunning views from your infinity pool. If you are thinking of buying here, or you're looking for a quiet life, you might want to avoid Long Street in the centre of Cape Town, especially on a Saturday afternoon. Meet Manan Ajimar, drummer extraordinaire.
What is that drum? Where is it from?
Yeah, the drum we call in Africa, West Africa, we call it djembe. It's a traditional instrument. The olden days, we use the drum to send a message. So when maybe...
communication.
The communication with the drum.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I've got it.
Thank you.
I've got it now, that's fine. It's okay. Let's go before I forget.
Manan is known as a master djembefola, or one who gives the djembe voice. I think mine could have a bit of a sore throat. Here goes.
Number 1, 1, 2, 3.
Do you want people to come down the street and join in?
Yeah, absolutely. We welcome everyone. So every week we discover new people.
Your neighbours are quite happy with the drumming?
Beginning it was challenge, but later they understand. So they say if you can beat them, join them. So yeah, they also join
So they
us.
come down as well?
Absolutely. End of the day, we become one family. So that's the meaning of djembe.
And that's the whole meaning?
That's of the meaning, yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Absolutely.
That's a nice spirit.
Number 4, number 4, number 5, number 5.
Gotta say, I'm feeling fantastic. But poor Steph, not sure this drumming lark is for her.
Number 1.
Nope, definitely not her thing.
Your face was really stressed.
No, but I was concentrating.
It's supposed to alleviate stress.
No, I feel very stressed.
OK, drumming's not your thing then?
No.
OK, we'll find something else.
Wine?
Wine!
Sadly, the wine will have to wait, because we're leaving Cape Town now and heading down the Cape Whale coast. The waters around the southern tip of Africa see the meeting of the Indian and Atlantic Ocean and are home to an extraordinary range of marine life. Dolphins, African penguins, and Cape fur seals are often seen. And whales come to mate and give birth close to the shore. But it's not whales that I'm hoping to see today. I'm here to go head-to-head with one of nature's greatest predators, the great white shark. Just a week before my encounter was due to take place, this footage, filmed in Mexico, made headlines around the world. A great white breaking right into an observation cage. Miraculously, the diver who was inside the cage at the time managed to duck underneath it, while the incredibly distressed shark battled to get out. Despite the blood you can see, the shark was later spotted alive and well. Incredibly, even the diver emerged without injuries and returned to the water the very next day. But it's left me in no doubt as to the power of these incredible creatures.
Most people's preconceived ideas of sharks were from the blockbuster Jaws. People saw them as mindless monsters.
And here's the reason why. Based on the book by Peter Benchley, Jaws is often referred to as the first blockbuster. Before Jaws, the great white was really just another fish. But this film, with its iconic music, changed all that. And this clip is one of the very rare times you actually see the shark. Mostly director Steven Spielberg's genius is in letting your imagination build the tension and the terror.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
I've never been frightened of them. To me, they are incredibly elegant, intelligent, the ultimate predator with a very bad press. Today, I want to get a bit closer. It's only about 10 minutes from the harbour out to this hot spot where apparently this is where the great whites are, and that's going to be my home for about an hour.
And as the cage diving experts Marine Dynamics attach the specially designed cage to the side of the boat, I'm briefed by marine biologist and fellow Brit Alison Towner.
So let's talk about Jaws, and I'm glad you've got a bigger boat. They've got a bad press. People are genuinely terrified of going in the water.
Yeah, I think back then, Spielberg did a very good job of creating an iconic character from everybody's nightmares. Not only is it, you know, a predator, but it's something that can get you in a situation where you can't run. You're in the ocean. You know, Phil, shark conservation's come a long way since then. And I think a lot of the sort of driving factors behind this perception change are coming from things like ecotourism, from people actually coming out and experiencing the white shark in its natural environment, like you're about to do, and seeing firsthand that it's not a mindless monster, it's not a killing machine. They're actually beautiful, graceful predators.
And as if on cue, we have our first sighting.
Wow, here we go, guys. First shark in. This is a juvenile animal. It's about 3 meters in length.
Oh, my God. That's a juvenile. He's got quite an injury on his back, hasn't he?
That's a bite mark from another great white.
Is it?
So they're quite territorial over their own personal space. And that's essentially like one dog warning another one. It's not a bite to kill, it's a bite to warn.
Enough of sharks biting other sharks. I'm more concerned about them biting a medium-sized mammal such as a silver-haired TV presenter from the UK. But apparently...
You've got more chance of being killed by an elephant, a dog, or a toaster.
Correct. Or even a toilet seat in America, apparently.
The toilet seats have claimed more lives than great white sharks.
Correct.
Yeah, see, I feel better already. Just terrified of going to the loo.
OK, enough chatting. Time to get suited and booted.
Look up and a little bit to the left. Are you ready?
For my very own shark's tale.
Weight belt. Weighing me down. Straight to the bottom.
Join me after the break when I come face to face with the ocean's most deadly predator.
That is the shark. I've got the shark. You're going to love this.
So far on our South African adventure, we've toured the sights of Cape Town.
Hi.
Tried our hand, or should that be hands, at djembe drumming. And discovered that Steph is my better half in every aspect, except in a drum circle.
Drumming's not your thing?
No.
OK, we'll find something else.
But if the drumming took its toll on me...
Oh, sorry, I've got drumming hands.
What will happen when I visit Hunts Bay, known as the Great White Capital of the world?
Apparently this is where the great whites are, and that's going to be my home for about an hour.
There are so many great whites near Hunts Bay because we're close to these two islands, with a stretch of water between them known as Shark Alley. In the winter months of May to August, the pups from a seal colony of 60,000 Cape fur seals that live on one of the islands head into the water. Plump, slow, and naive to the looming presence of the great white. In shark terms, this is a swim-through fast food joint with thousands of tasty snacks on offer. Good for the sharks, not so good for the seals. I hope I fare better than the seals, as I'm just moments from getting into the water.
Oh my God! It is so crazy exciting.
So, in the winter, it's the seals that attract the sharks to the area. But in the summer, the great whites head close to the beach and the reef below us.
Are you ready?
So finally, the time is here for me to head into the water, with only the bars of this specially designed cage to protect me from one of nature's deadliest predators.
I actually have taken my open water scuba diving course. I thought we'd be scubaing, but the bubbles disturb the sharks. So it's totally clean. This is it. This is what you do. When you want to see the shark, you hold your breath and duck.
Submerged, I become acutely aware that I'm now in the shark's home territory. All I can do is wait and look for that iconic fin. And then, when I surface, I spot one.
Holy cow! Man alive! That's the bizarre thing about you go under and it's there right in front of your face. Oh, God! That actually made me jump. I don't know why it made me jump, because I knew it was there. Oh, God, that was close.
So this is what I've come to see. Carcharodon carcharius, the great white, an apex predator, which means it's at the top of the food chain. A fully grown great white can grow up to 6 meters. That's longer than an estate car. And weigh up to 2 tons, about the same as a medium-sized white rhino. And let's not forget what's inside those awe-inspiring jaws, rows of teeth. A great white has 300 sharp triangular teeth. And as it loses them, the rows act as a conveyor belt, moving the new teeth forward to fill the gaps.
So do they sense with their teeth when they're mouths?
Yeah, I mean, they don't have hands, they have teeth, right? So
Yeah.
often they're quite tactile, and they'll just, with just sort of a bite onto an object, they can feel whether it's worth consuming or not.
Yeah.
That's why with the seal decoy here, often if a shark bites it, it spits it out immediately. Or one of these seagulls, unfortunately, sometimes they get a bite, but the shark won't consume it, it'll just spit it out. They can taste that it's not worth the calorific. Too many feathers and bones, not enough fat. It's like eating celery. Here he comes.
Oh!
That's a new shark, Phil.
That's a new one?
Yeah, this is a male. He's got a very distinctive white pigmentation mark on his dorsal, left-hand side.
Is he the biggest one so far?
I think he might be, hey?
So that's 2 down there now.
There is.
That's incredible. So powerful. And fast. My God, they're fast.
They can swim up to 60 kilometres an hour.
Really? So it can be underneath the boat and then bam, on the bait. I saw the teeth that time.
This is a dream come true for me, but there is controversy regarding cage diving. Some surfers and swimmers say the methods used to attract the sharks, chum, a fish oil poured into the water, and bait used to lure but not to feed the sharks, encourages them to associate humans with food and therefore increases the chance of attacks on humans.
You know, there's absolutely no scientific evidence that supports the notion that shark cage diving activities are causing a response of attacks from white sharks on surfers. I personally know a lot of surfers in the Hansby area that surf daily, and they're certainly not of that mindset. If that was the case, I don't think anyone would be able to set foot in the water here.
My excitement at seeing the sharks is obviously infectious, because my wife, Steph,
Hello, darling.
Hello, baby.
decides to join me.
How you feeling, Steph?
Well, I'm pretty sure I've never looked lovelier. I was very excited, thank you.
And she has good reason to be, because the sharks are putting on an incredible display of aquabatics.
Oh, God! Big jump, Tuffy! Wow, that was the best view. That was the best view. And they're right there in front of your face. That's an incredible experience. This is the right kind of zoo. Animals on the outside, humans in the cages.
While the great white is definitely the celebrity shark, there are nearly 500 species. And it's sad that around the world, so many end up like this. Whilst any shark attack on a human is a tragedy, it's worth noting that in 2015, for every human killed by a shark, we killed upwards of 10 million.
Sharks face a huge amount of threats. Not only the meat of sharks, there's a big market for the liver oil, the squalene that sells in the pharmaceutical industry as a supplement pill. Its jaws will sell as a trophy item, and in the Far East, a bowl of shark fin soup is a status symbol, and it'll sell for $100 US.
It's sad enough to see them dead on a slab, but this is heartbreaking. Sharks that have been caught, had their fins cut off, and are then thrown back into the water. Unable to swim, they'll die.
You know, here in South Africa, there's a huge amount of conservation focus on the black rhino, quite rightly so. There's a poaching issue here as well. And we know that if these boats aren't out regulating and promoting the ecotourism, then they will face a huge amount of threats.
My encounter with great whites has reinforced my view that they are nothing like the monster in Jaws, except for one similarity. They know how to leave their audience wanting more.
That is the shot. I've got the shot. I've got the best one. You're going to love this. Oh, my God. That's a beauty. I'm Jacques Cousteau. Thank you, guys. Watch that camera, there's some great shots on there. That was just the most extraordinary experience. Everything I wanted. Absolutely incredible. So what did you think?
Fantastic.
How did it make
Absolutely
you feel?
brilliant. I really thought I wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm just so chuffed I did. It is a bit scary when they come up that close, but they're the most beautiful creatures, the way they swim.
I'm just so pumped with adrenaline, but not fear, just adventure and excitement. To have them so close, and when you can see, well, right into their eyes, but how powerful they are, how majestic they are, how much that they are absolutely the kings of the ocean. Nothing is after them. They're the ultimate predator. I can see why people dedicate their lives to protecting them, because an ocean without them would be catastrophic.
Still to come on Schofield's South African adventure. I taste a rather novel wine.
You know a wine has history when it's mentioned in Sense and Sensibility.
I hang out literally on Table Mountain.
Oh, look at that, the ledge runs out.
And have the adventure of a lifetime on safari.
That's a hell of a view. 2 rhinos running straight for us.
That's all coming up.
What a thing to see.